Hello, it's Anne-Marie with AM Astro, and today we are going to look at Alex Harper's Astro Quiz number 41. I'm so excited. So, share my screen. If you do not follow Alex Harper yet, you should. And this, she puts, if you're into astrology and you want to test yourself, each week she posts two charts. Sometimes she'll do something like one chart and say what happened, and then she gives you four options as to what event happened. But usually it's two charts, and it's like one of these people is this and one of them is that. Figure them out. And so you look at the two charts and you figure out who is what based on your delineation of the chart. And I'm saying she might be a they. I don't want to offend anyone. But I resort to she. Sorry, if I do, it's they. They, for this week's quiz, they have posted lewd versus prude. Two people, two charts. One of these people is extremely unabashed in their sexual expression and engages in exhibitionism. The other is mortified by PDA and is uncomfortable even with sexual humor. Who is lewd and who is the prude? And then she puts the charts, and she puts them in different formats. So we've got a Placidus quadrant-based house system, and then whole sign houses. And then somebody, I don't know who, and she posts Lahiri, and I don't even know how to read those. It's like, that doesn't make sense to me. It might be sidereal instead of tropical. I'm not even sure. I don't know. So, what do we look at chart A, and we delineate this to see, is this person lewd versus prude? And the first thing that jumps out is the Sagittarius stuff, because Sagittarius is mutable fire and, very active, very positive and optimistic and exuberant. These are words that come to mind for Sagittarius. So that kind of sounds like somebody that would be possibly lewd, not prude. I wouldn't think prude with that. Pisces on the horizon, on the ascendant. It's Pisces ascending and Virgo on the descendant. Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter also rules the midheaven. Ptolemy says in aphorism number 37, and I just learned this, that's why it's on the top of my mind. If Pisces or Virgo is on the ascendant, the native controls their own destiny, because the same planet that rules the ascendant, the individual, their livelihood and their vitality, also rules the midheaven. It's the same sign. And if it's Virgo, it would be the same. So Virgo rising is Mercury, and the 10th house, the 10th sign from Virgo is Gemini. So this chart has that situation where the planet that rules the ascendant also rules the midheaven, and the planet that rules the descendant also rules the IC. So that's the partner. But we don't know what their partner is, if they're exhibitionists or not. We don't know. These two people could be partners, and this could be their issue. One of them wants to be, PDAs all over the place, and the partner is like, stop it, this is embarrassing me. So Jupiter is in Taurus, though. And Taurus cannot see Sagittarius. It's in aversion to that. So Jupiter can't see this house, can't see all these planets that it rules in Sagittarius. So that causes friction or tension or drama that the ruling planet kind of has lost track of what the main goal in life is, what the drive and the ambition is in the life. based on the fact that Jupiter is in aversion to Sagittarius because it's in Taurus, which is, it's in the second house, but it's the third sign from the ascendant. So that's why the third does not see the 10th. So that's interesting. Venus is right on, so Venus rules Taurus, and Venus is on the descendant. This Venus is got to be standing still in the sky. It's a morning star Venus, and so that's the warrior, but it's so far away from the sun. Like Venus can only get 47 degrees away from the sun, and so this Venus has been going through her retrograde period, going away from the sun, going behind the sun, or ahead of it in primary direction, but and now it's direct. It doesn't have an R next to it. There's no R. So it's got to be, I mean, I don't know the dates. Oh, actually I could look up, are the dates there? Do we, no, I don't think we have the dates. But that Venus is standing still in the sky. It has just stationed direct, like within the last day or two, because it could not, because the sun moves a degree each day. It could only be 27. So it probably stationed yesterday from this chart, the day before this person was born. So Venus is standing still. So there's a lot of emphasis on that Venus and the fact that it rules the ruling planet. And it's on the descendant. So very angular. Venus being, what we're interested in, and then being on the descendant is like what attracts us, but it's also opposing us. It's, and it's like, it's what we project onto others, and not Venus, but the descendant is what we project onto others. And the fact that Venus is there's some sort of projection going on here. And Venus rules the 8th house and the 3rd house, and co-rules the 2nd house, those planets in the 2nd house. So that Venus is just standing there, which puts a lot of emphasis on that Venus, so on the things that we're attracted to. The other thing about these planets up here in Sagittarius are both the moon and Mars are nocturnal planets, and they're in the sign that reports to a diurnal planet that is in a sign that reports to a nocturnal planet. And so what that's called is moonkai, or contention. These planets have crossed over from nocturnal to diurnal to nocturnal. So they've come back to the sign that they've come back to their essence, to nocturnal, but they had to cross over and then come back in order to get that. So there's like a sense of having done something that offends God is one way of looking at it. There's just something contentious about it. So those planets I don't think you can't just read them as positive, optimistic as you would naturally being in Sagittarius because of that, because they're moonkai. Now, if they reported to a diurnal planet that reported to another diurnal planet, they'd be fine, but that would not be moonkai. There's something about a Sagittarius moon too. There's just something about that Sagittarius moon, that fiery moon. That, I don't know, it's conjunct Pluto for another thing. So, I mean, these are all things that could say lewd. The fact that Jupiter can't see any of them kind of seems to contradict the whole idea of wanting to be seen, right? The exhibitionist. Venus standing still. So Jupiter's also in a fixed sign. Taurus is a fixed sign. So the fixed sign that can't see the house it rules. I mean, Taurus is fixed. It's let's keep things the way they are. Let's not take any risks. You know, it's like risk averse. It's not that Jupiter, and also Jupiter is retrograde. Rethinking things. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to check that this is, I think this is the prude because of those things. Also, just being Pisces is a water sign. It wants to be loved by everybody. Like it doesn't want anybody judging it. It doesn't want, you know, it doesn't want boundaries. It doesn't, there's no boundaries. It's just flowing and it wants to be, it doesn't want to offend anybody. So, and see, these are judgments, right? I'm judging like based on like, if, I don't know, like would an exhibitionist somehow offend somebody? So I don't know. All right, let's look at chart B. Okay, so this is Aries rising. So immediately I think Aries is bold. That fire, this is who, and the sun is exalted right there, close to the ascendant, right at sunrise, right? Like coming out, here I am. So that kind of sounds like exhibitionist. And Jupiter at the top of the chart, in fall though, but you know, expansion of traditional or business. It's all about business, all about tradition. It's all about being in charge. That Gemini moon, Gemini definitely is chatty, happily, you know, social. So that could be the lewd too. Is anything Moonkai in this chart? Diurnal. No. No. Okay. Venus in the 12th house, that does kind of sound like it could be more hidden. And Venus rules the 7th house and the 2nd house. That's a pretty strong statement for prude as well, but there's a lot of other stuff that says Mars in the 8th house retrograde. Exalted in Capricorn. Rules the ascendant. Well, okay, so the 8th house is the occult, things that are hidden, but it's also, people put the idea of sex in the 8th house, but it's more the 5th house. And the sign of the 5th would be Leo. It's a 5th sign. And the cusp is here, this moon. So, okay, well, if the 5th house of sex, if we look at it in quadrant-based house systems, it's Cancer, it's the moon, and that moon is in Gemini, chatty Gemini. If it's Leo, it's the sun, and that's in the 1st house of Aries, which is action. So I'm gonna go with A, prude, B, lewd. Let's A, prude, B, lewd. Bonk. And I'm always on I'm always on the lower end. So now I'm going to type up, my Y's, and this is what I saw. So, but I just wanted to record this real quick and show you. So go follow Alex Harper. They will really appreciate it, and try your own delineations. They have a post on their main page that links all of the quizzes, and there's 41 of them. So lots of fun. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye.